Hello guys, this is Yinky. You're welcome to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, I welcome you, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider doing so as to get more of this video. So in this tutorial, I'll be making a notched collar jacket, and this is a sewing tutorial. And what you have on the screen is the result of this tutorial. So sometimes ago I made a tutorial on how to draft pattern of a notched collar jacket. I'll drop the link in the description box. So here you have the pattern already. The pattern that I have drafted is here. So I'll be using this pattern to cut my fabric, and this is the pocket. I made a tutorial some days ago also on how to attach the pocket, but I promise I'll be dropping the full video of how to sew a jacket. So the materials needed are, you need the feasible interfacing, you need your shoulder pad. I use a wording to cut my shoulder pad because I couldn't get one urgently. So, and I need 2 shoulder pads for that. Then I need my lining. So this is the main material I'll be using for the jacket. You need not a stretchy material, and a cotton material will be very fine for this project. So right now I have all the pattern has been used to cut out the fabric, as you can see, including the pocket. You can see it has been used to cut out the fabric, so you can use it like this without splitting it into different panels. But here I'll be splitting it into different panels because I'll be using the princess dart. So I'll be showing you how to do that. Having done that, these are the pockets panels. So I'll be using this to make the pocket, and this is the collar. The collar is cut on fold. You can see I cut 2 pieces for the collar. So from that, we'll move on to how I splitted this into panels. So you're going to add sewing allowance here. Add sewing allowance here on your fabric after you have splitted it into panels, so as to use that sewing allowance to join these panels together. Then whatever you do to the front panel, you do to the back panel also. So the only thing you'll be doing is to remove the dart. And this is what I have after I have done that. I have used that to cut out my panels, and I'm going to attach the panels together so as not to mix things together. This is F. That means I've cut out the front panel. You just use your pattern to cut out the panels like so. And this is B, which means the back, and I've used the back also to cut out the back block. So I have my front and back block cut out already, so I can go ahead now and proceed to the cutting of the lining. So this is the lining. I have cut out the lining for the front, so make sure you pay attention here. The lining of the front is also the main fabric. The front lining, I cut out the main fabric for the front lining, but other lining will be the major lining that I want to use, not the main fabric. Then I shorten it by 1.5 inch. As you can see, I shorten the lining by 1.5 inch, and that's the hemming allowance that I placed on my pattern. So I shorten it by 1.5 inch. As you can see the way I'm placing my tape measure on all the panels. I shorten it by 1.5 inch. So this is the back, and I also shorten it also by 1.5 inch. So, and also the sleeve, I shorten it also by 1.5 inch. So I'm going to join the panels of the lining. The lining must be joined together so that there won't be a mix-up. So the front lining, I'll use my office pin to attach the panels together, then put it separate. Then I will do that also to the back lining, so that the lining will be joined together separately and the main fabric will be joined together separately. So having attached, I will also attach this together also carefully. Then as I'm pinning it, I will be taking it to my sewing machine to do the needful, to join the panels together, and I'm left with the main fabric. This is the main fabric, this is the front, and the front has a pocket. So this is where the pocket is. So I'm going to trace out where the pocket is. And having traced that out, I'm going to bring it together and join it. So I have joined one panel together. You can see the joining line for the front, and this is the second front block. So I'll be joining that also together with sewing allowance of 1/2 inch. So that's what I'll be doing here. So whatever I have done to this front panel, I'll be doing to the back panel also. Whatever I have done to this front panel, I'll be doing to the back panel also. So after joining the panels of the front block, this is what I have. As you can see, this is what I have. Then I'll go ahead and press it well with my iron. So I have ironed it out. So there is a way you iron it. I'm going to turn to the wrong side. Then you see how I ironed it. This is the front block. Then open it up like so and iron it flat. The essence of doing this is to make sure the lines of your stitch are smooth. So having done this, this is the front. I have done the pocket, and it's a welt and flap pocket. So I'll be doing the pocket here to show you how I arrived at that one you saw the other time. The flap is 5.5 by 3 inches, and the pocket back is 7 inches by 6 inches, while the pocket back facing is 6 inches by 8 inches. So what I have here also, I have the welt. The welt is 6 inches by 1 inch. So here I'll be working on the flap. I'll be turning the flap with its lining, and the lining for the flap is, I use the main fabric for the lining. So I'll be turning it with its lining right now. So remember, the flap carries the actual pocket length. So the flap length carries the actual pocket length. So I'll turn to the right side and press it with my iron, and afterwards I'll go and fix it on the front block. So here is the front block. Then I'm going to mark like so. I'll mark like so, then cross check the length of my pocket. So I'll be cross checking the length of my pocket. As you can see, I needed 4.5 for the pocket length, and this is what I have. I have my exact 4.5. Then I'll go ahead now, since I've gotten the pocket length opening, I'll go ahead and mark 1/2 inch inward like so on both sides. I'll be marking 1/2 inch on both sides to bring the envelope edge out. You will know the essence of this as we proceed. So I'll bring it out like so. So I'll be doing this. Then I'll place my welt. You can see the way I place my welt, leaving like 1/2 inch on both sides, and I'll place the flap. So I'm going to stitch directly on the flap and reverse my stitch like so. Then after doing that, I'll bring the other welt and place it right here. So I'm going to place this welt also like this. Then I'll be stitching it directly like so. So I'm going to mark where the stitch will stop, so which is the pocket length, starting from the beginning to the end. So I'll stitch directly like so. So I'll reverse my stitch like so. Then having done that, I'm going to notch through, and this is the essence of the envelope shape. I'll be notching like so towards this direction. I'll notch with the scissors, then notch to the other side also to bring the envelope shape out carefully. And the essence of this is to be able to turn this pocket allowance to the wrong side, and the turning will be done neatly. So having done that, I'll repeat the process for the other side also, the other envelope side also. Then I will turn the pocket to the wrong side. As you can see, then the pocket is getting shape already. So having turned like so, this is what you have. Then I'll press it well and turn to the other side and stitch this shape, this pointed shape. I'll stitch it down to secure the pocket well. So whatever I've done to one side, I will do to the other side and iron it well. The next thing is to bring the pocket bag. I'll be attaching the pocket bag here. Then I'll stitch it down with the allowance, whatever allowance you see there, sew it on it, and just stitch directly, because I have I have 6 inches on the welt, and on that pocket bag also the length is 6 inches, so it is accurate. So here also the pocket bag facing will come to the upper part, so the part that has 6 inches length will also be attached to the welt so as to correlate. Then having done that, I'm going to stitch it together like so to form a bag. I hope you can get that. So having done that, this is what I have. So the pocket is ready for the two block, the front block. So this is the facing. I have one that is joined at the center, and I have one that I did not join at all, that is unfold. The essence of joining this is to be able to know my mid back. So the one that does not have joining, I have iron and interfacing on it. And then this is the lining, this is the front lining, and this is the main fabric for the front. This is the pocket. So I have the lining and the main fabric in place already. This is the back. For the main fabric, this is the back, and for the lining, this is the back also, as you can see. But here on the back, I will be putting the main fabric. I will be using the main fabric to make a facing here. So I'll be marking 2.5 inches out. I'll be marking 2.5 inches like so. Like I'll be marking it on the circumference like so. Then I will remove it. Then place the main fabric down and use what I removed to cut the main fabric. So I'll just fold the main fabric like so. Then use what I cut out now, the neck area that I just cut out on the back. I'll just use it to cut the main fabric. Then I will be replacing it. So I'm going to add 1/2 inch allowance here, but other parts I won't add any allowance. So I will cut it out like so. The 1/2 inch allowance is to join it to the lining back. I hope you get that. So I'll be using the 1/2 inch to join it to the lining back. Then I'll go ahead and join it, and you will see the result. This is what I have after joining it. I have joined the main fabric for the facing of the back, and this is the back. The back will be joined to the front. This is the lining. I'll be joining it on the shoulder line. Then whatever I have done to the lining, I will do to the main fabric. So let's go. This is the main fabric. I'm placing the back on the front also. I'll be joining on the shoulder line. So I have joined the shoulder, as you can see, shoulder to shoulder, the front and the back. And this is the main fabric. So as you can see now, this is the front. Then I'll be joining it on the side. I'll place the front and the back together so as to join it at the side. So I'll be joining it at the side by the sewing allowance that I put there. I put 1/2 inch, then I'll be joining with 1/2 inch right now. So make sure your sewing allowance is not much, because if it's much, the jacket will not relax, your seat will not relax. So make sure the sewing allowance is not more than 1/2 inch. And I'll be joining the center back round. This is the back, so I'll be joining it at the center back right away with 1/2 inch also. So I'm working on the main fabric, as you can see. I'm working on the main fabric. This is the center back, so this will bring the two back block together at the center. So that's what I'm doing right away, joining it together. So having done that, I have joined this front, the back, together for the main fabric. The front and the back has been joined together for the main fabric. So this is the neckline. So for the neckline, the one that has joining will be joined. The collar, this is the collar I'm holding. You'll be joining the collar to the main fabric. The one that has joined, you'll be joining to the main fabric. So start from the center, the mid and back. Start from the mid back, then go towards the front, then complete it on the other side also, just to make the work easier and accurate. So having done that, this is what I have. I have joined the collar to it to the main fabric, the one that has joining at the mid back, so just for me to be able to guide me as I'm joining it. So whatever I have done to main fabric will be done to the lining. As I have joined this main fabric together, I'll go ahead and join the lining together also. Then I will show you the result. So this is the lining. The lining has been done the way I did the main fabric. I've joined the collar to it. As you can see, I'm left with the sleeve now. So this one sleeve has been joined to the main fabric. So this is the main fabric. I've joined one sleeve. So I'll be showing you how I did that. Measure your armhole. Measure your armhole out if you have the exact armhole circumference that you needed. I need 20 inches. So unfold it will be 10. As you can see, I have 10 on the armhole. I'll cross check if I have the exact measurement also on the sleeve. So I'm trying to cross check the sleeve. So I have 10 also on the sleeve, unfold. So that means I have 20 inches also. So I'll be joining the sleeve. I'll be attaching the sleeve now to the fabric. So I'll first of all attach it with my safety pin. Oh, sorry, with my office pin. Then after doing that, I'll go ahead to my sewing machine to attach it properly. So here I'm trying to fix the sleeve. So since I've crocheted the measurement before fixing, there won't be any pleat. So go ahead, and this is what I have. Having done that, this is what I have. The sleeve has been fixed, and you can see it's very neat. So I have my shoulder pad with me. I'll fold into two and notch, then match it with the mid shoulder like so. Then stitch it right away on the sewing allowance. I mean on the sewing allowance. So tack this down here, tack it down. Do likewise for the other shoulder, and then place. This is what I have. Having done that, place turn your main fabric and your lining to the wrong side facing each other. Then bring the sleeve like so. Clap the sleeve together, making sure the right side is facing the right side. I hope you get that. The right side of the sleeve is facing the right side because I want to attach the sleeve together. I'm trying to couple my jacket together here. So make sure you turn the main fabric and the lining to the wrong side, then clap the sleeve together on the right side. I hope you get that. Clap the sleeve together on the right side like so. Then having done that, like the way you clap it together, go and stitch it like that. So after joining it together, this is what I have. This is what I have. You can see how it is. Since we have the same measurement on the sleeve. So I'll be going on a short break now. I'll be back in a while.
Do you desire to be a professional fashion designer in just a few weeks? Then what are you waiting for? Enroll at Yankee Couture Academy today. Our online, offline, and physical trainings are open in the following classes: advanced class for 4 weeks, intermediary class 8 weeks, and beginner class for 20 weeks. For inquiries, please call 0805 7944477 or 0903 218 4192. You can equally connect to us on our various social media platforms at Yankee Couture. Yankee Couture, home of dressmaking techniques.
Welcome back. So I'm trying to turn it to the right side. I just want to show you this because I'll be turning to the wrong side also later. to be able to finish up my collar. But right now, I'm trying to show you how to turn to the right side. You go through the main fabric. You go through the sleeve of the main fabric when you want to turn to the right side. Go through the sleeve of the main fabric, not through the lining. Go through the sleeve of the main fabric and pull out the lining. I mean, pull in the lining like so. So the next thing is to attach our collar. So I'll be doing the collar right now. So the next thing is that the collar will be facing each other, the lining and the main fabric. Then I'll stitch through to this waistline. Then I'll stop my stitch here. I'll stop here because the lining is shorter than the main fabric. So here I'm trying to join the collar, the main fabric facing the lining. So just stitch with your sewing allowance like so. Then here I'm trying to maneuver my way to the lapel. Then at that point, you make sure you notch after you finish your sewing. You notch carefully so that the lapel will relax well. So I'm trying to go to the end of it. This is where I will stop because the lining is shorter than the main fabric. Then I'll finish it up on the downside like so before I'll complete the joining later. So stitch here. You are going to pull the lining and the main fabric together at this point. So be very careful and pay more attention here. I have pulled the lining and the main fabric together because I told you the lining is shorter than the main fabric. And later on, I'll complete the two edges. So I left an opening here. After completing the two edges, I left an opening here for me to be able to pull out to the right side. So the opening is more or less 3 inches or 4 inches thereabout is okay for you. Just make sure you can put your hand through it. And I told you, you are going to pull out through the sleeve of the main fabric. Don't forget to do that. So I'm trying to turn to the right side. I'm trying to turn to the right side because I'm almost done with the sewing. So this opening will be secured with my hand needle. I'm going to hem this and we are done with the making of this jacket. So go ahead and press it well, and this is what you have, the complete jacket. You can put a button or you can use a brooch for that. And this is what I have on my client. This is what I have. You can see how beautiful and lovely it is. So you can also make one for yourself with this video. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you and God bless you.